So now you're at a point where you have a mortgage professional that you'd like to work with. What questions should you be asking? That's what I'm going to be discussing in this video. Most people think that the first question to ask is, what is your interest rate and what are your fees? Because that's what we've been programmed to think is top priority immediately once we come in contact with them, particularly because of the propaganda and marketing from very big banks to our grandparents' generation, then passed on to our parents' generation, and then on to us. Although these are important questions to ask, there are a few things that you want to tackle first before going straight to the questions that can only be answered accurately by a mortgage professional when they've already have a file in front of them with your name on it. Interest rates and fees are specific per person. So the only way to answer this accurately is by having done a pre-approval already. But that's a different topic for a different time. So what questions should you be asking now? These questions don't have to be in a particular order, but you should ask them before moving forward. The first question you should be asking your loan officer is, how many people am I going to be talking to once my offer is accepted? This is important because most people never expect to speak to 5 or 6 different people in the mortgage process, and it can be overwhelming. Your loan officer may have an assistant who has an assistant who works with a processor who has a junior processor. In my experience, that's way too many people for a client to keep up with, and quite frankly, it can get annoying. If your loan officer does have this many people on his team, just kindly ask if they can accommodate on keeping the point of contact to 1 or 2 people max. They would most likely agree after you ask them to do that. The second thing you should ask is about your preferred form of communication. Can the loan officer and their team communicate to you how you prefer? Whether it be email, text, phone call, video call, or even face-to-face at the office. Communication is key, especially when it involves one of the biggest financial investments you'll ever make in your life. Make sure that that mortgage professional is able and willing to communicate to you with your preferred form of communication for a smooth transaction and for full transparency. The third thing you should ask is what to expect if you decide to move forward. Whether you're a first-time buyer and have no idea of what to expect, or a seasoned investor who's worked with other mortgage professionals in the past, it's important to have the right expectations. You should know how your loan officer completes their pre-approval, what's the estimated time needed to complete the pre-approval, do they have and require hard credit pulls and application fees. After asking these questions, you should have a good idea of what the experience is going to look like with this mortgage pro, and if it lines up with what you've imagined and hoped for. I hope you guys found this information of value. It's Giovanni Mirabal, the Mortgage King, so you know who said it.